that we're trying out new today, which is Tabletop Tuesday, where I'm now bringing more dorkiness into my streaming life. And so today we're actually kicking off a new game of Death Kingdoms. Or is it Death Kingdom 1? Kingdom
Death.
Kingdom Death. Shit. Flipping and reversing it. But yeah, so we'd played a couple games up to this point too. But since we're streaming it, we thought we would start over. Kick it off fresh. So we're going to start off by kind of talking about the introduction and how to play a little bit. Let's see if I can even figure out. What's the hotkey to like pull it up full screen?
Alt.
Alt. Okay. So basically the concept is this is a... Well, why you're more passionate about this game. You're the one that introduced me to it. Why don't you kick off a little bit of an explanation for it?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, so
this is Wolf.
This is a game that I am passionate about, and it is definitely a horror themed game where you create a settlement of survivors, and those survivors go out and they hunt monsters to survive, and then harvest monster organs and parts of the monsters and bring them back to their settlement to craft gear, and kind of go through that cycle to defeat the Gold Smoke Knight at the end of the game. It's kind of like our ultimate enemy, our arch nemesis. So it's a fun game. You create characters, people will die, you'll create new characters. Don't get attached to any single character too much, because they might die. There's always that chance in this game. So
death around every corner. And tonight, to kind of like capture the how to play really quickly, there's a couple different phases, right? First phase is the hunt phase typically, then the fight phase. What is it called? Is it fight?
Showdown.
Showdown.
But yeah, the fight phase.
And then there's everything else falls into the settlement kind of phases of building and whatnot and so forth. And so kind of a little thought of, well, we discussed it a bit off stream, and the format that we're kind of going to go forward with, unless we decide to change it, is Tuesdays we're going to be doing primarily the hunt and the showdown, and then Sunday nights we'll be doing the second stage of the whole thing, which is the settlement stage. And if we have time, we might pepper in some variety of other games as well. Okay, so let's go into it. So, once upon a time, there was a place of carved stone faces. A man with a lantern lay sleeping a dreamless sleep. The man knew nothing. One day, the man woke up. He rubbed the dried ink caked over his eyes and opened them. Around him, he saw other people stirring, and beyond a horizon of unbroken darkness. A woman approached the man with the lantern. Her soft hand reached out to him. They had no words. They were a mystery to each other. Suddenly, a monster emerged from the darkness. Its eyes wild with hunger. It attacked. The people were no match for the monster. It tore their flesh and crushed their bones between its teeth. Some it devoured whole. Outcome with terror and grief, or overcome. The man with the lantern collapsed to the ground. Cold stone noses pushed into its side. There was no escape. That would be real. So, is this hell you said?
Essentially, sounds like it.
Yeah, Kingdom Death, right? But the man did not want to die. Desperately grasping at the cold stone faces, he felt a crack and tore at it with all his might. A piece of stone came free. It was sharp and deadly. The man with the lantern scrambled to his feet, his weapon clenched in his fist. He took a deep breath and roared into the darkness. Roar. Somewhere in the place of stone faces, nameless men and women stand together. They have nothing but a need to survive, and a lantern to light their struggle. And that's it. That's the story in a nutshell. That's how we find our people in this situation. So, to kind of give a little bit more of context of where we find ourselves, the first starting bit of this game, we don't actually do all the phases. In fact, they just throw us into the showdown phase, right? Wolf?
Yeah, straight into showdown.
Okay, so before we kick it off, and just for like future people knowing on YouTube, since I do plan on cutting this up and adding this to the YouTube space, why don't we do a little roll call of sorts? I'm Mossy Griffin. The other person on the screen is Racy Kitty or Kitty. Do you want to say hi?
Hey.
And then the third person is Wolf, which he's not on the screen, for he has many interruptions that happen in his life.
Hopefully none during this hour, but you never know.
You never know. So, those are the three players, and yeah. For anyone that comes in and out, obviously we're going to repeat this stuff, so for those watching, you will hear much redundancy.
Wolf, are you doing 2 characters?
Oh yeah, I can do 2.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So first we name them, right? We name our folks.
Yeah, so we
You gotta
start
name
with
'em?
2 men and 2 women, right?
Yep.
Because we have to be able to reproduce. It's
Men
important.
and women.
Just as a starting thing, we got 1 survival for giving ourselves a name, right?
Yes. Thank you, Kitty, for the reminder.
Oh,
And
survival.
Yes. And survival is a concept that allows us to
Oh, I didn't name him.
perform like a defensive
Oh.
action. So when we get attacked, the only thing we can do in this first scenario is dodge the attack. But it is a way for us to avoid taking damage, which is
Okay.
always
And don't we get a kind of, if I remember correctly, we get a card that's kind of always going to happen. It's staged.
It is staged, yes. So we have like a pre-constructed monster AI deck and a pre-constructed hit location deck with the cards showing over here to the right. So we know the outcome of this first card, and we know that it's to our benefit to get a critical hit on this first hit location.
Okay, and so one of us should be giving up our starting weapon, the founding stone, to gain basically the outcome is they'll gain a strength, they'll lose their stone, and we do a critical hit on the monster.
Yes.
Okay, who wants to monster control first?
I can do it first.
Yeah, I would say let's do it in a way that it, leaves us noobs in the background.
Yeah, so I'm controlling red and green, so I'll control the monster first. I'll go clockwise. And in Kingdom Death, monsters always go first, so this white lion is going to start off by attacking us.
Oh, yippee! We get all the fun right off the bat.
All the fun. Okay, so we're gonna draw the top card from his AI deck, which is prefabricated for this first scenario. And
Claw.
we have Claw, so we need to pick a target, the closest threat facing in range. So I'm gonna pick Ajax, and when you're the monster controller, and pick yourself as the target, you gain 1 insanity, which is armor for your brain, essentially.
Right. Because if you're insane enough, the monsters can't scare you.
That's right.
And you can be immortal like the Highlander.
You can't be immortal.
There can only be one!
All right, so he's moving in and he's attacking me with a speed of 2, which means he rolls 2 dice and an accuracy of 2+. So anything 2+, he's hitting me.
Fake news.
And he gets 2 hits, kind of what we expected. So body and a head.
Nice.
All right. So 1 body and 1 head, but the head is a heavy wound, so I do get knocked over. Or knocked down.
Yeah, so when you get knocked down, that makes it so that you can't go until the end of the monster's next turn.
They are pretty much immobilized. But they're no longer a threat, so the monster without some manipulation won't do much against him.
Yep,
Um,
that's right.
okay,
We're
so
gonna
we
have
can
to
move
get up
the-
in his butt.
Yes.
So Wolf, the AI deck or the AI card gets
Yes.
moved to discard, right? Yep.
It does, thank you. All right, and now it is the survivor's turn, so we get to attack the monster.
Okay. Does red or white want to go first to get behind him, Brutus or?
So that's a little
Does that make
interesting.
sense?
Why don't we explain that for a second, just so people know what's going on? We should be explaining every new mechanic. So at this point, after the monster goes, it's pretty much we debate and talk about the turn order, right?
Mhm.
We have full control over this. So basically, because one is immobilized Ajax, we have Brutus 2.0, Lude, and Maul going on. So you're thinking that Malia, my character, should get up behind the white line, and the blue Ludicra will do what exactly?
Move out of the way after that. I'm
Do you
not
want
really
me to
sure.
be on the
I
left or
guess
the
maybe
right hand
that's-
side? I guess is what I'm
I guess
asking.
maybe Ludicrous should go first so she can't get charged.
Oh, yeah, so she attacks first.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I think that's
Okay.
smart.
Okay, so I can do that. I
Can
will...
you walk through your fellow
Yeah.
humans?
Yeah, you just can't stop on them, is my understanding.
I actually don't think you can move through them, but that's a rule that we can check.
Oh, we're learning new
for-
things
for
every
next
day.
play.
Okay, so I would actually go like 5, like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so the circle is only like, it's just a suggestion, kind of.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Is the move and attack immediate? So, or are they considered separate?
Where are you seeing that?
I'm asking.
Oh, the move and
Oh,
attack.
they are separate. They are separate.
Okay, so wait a second. Move your guy back real quick. Move your chick back real quick. Could I move first, then Ludicra, and then we figure out
no,
attacks?
So your movement and your attack have to happen in the same turn. They
Okay.
do.
Split it up
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
Shoot.
That's right.
I was just
So-
hoping, you know. Oh
So
wow.
that's fine.
I was trying to game a system. I have no clue what I'm doing.
That's
is
right.
all-
We're learning and we're growing as we play this.
Learning and growing. You know,
Um.
losing is fun.
Okay.
This is fun.
So I'm gonna. Oh,
Yeah, go ahead. Nope, you're good. You
Okay,
got it.
I'm gonna founding stone. I'm gonna use the action thing to discard and automatically inflict a critical wound.
Why are you doing that?
Right.
I'm doing that because a critical hit is a good thing. In this case, according to the Strange Hand card, we will hack off the lion's hand. And then I can spend a survival to gain a permanent strength, which is very good.
Okay, but
So
I
just-
didn't see you roll an attack. Is this because it's
And
the
that's-
first turn thing?
It's because this is so this is the founding stone, and you can spend an action to sling it from anywhere on the board, and then you just have to discard it.
Yeah,
but
but
there's
in
no-
most turns,
There's no
isn't it?
dice roll involved.
Yeah. Usually, though,
Yeah,
you'd
so-
have to do it a hit though before you got a
So in
chance
this
to
case,
an attack, right?
Right. So in
That's
that case,
right, yeah.
in this case, I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Just because of the founding stone's special action.
Cool. So strange hand, interesting.
We got it.
Right. So I'm gonna use. So yeah, like they were saying earlier, you can use a survival to dodge, like avoid damage, or in this case, I can spend a survival to gain. To treasure this moment.
You're
should do that.
treasuring.
So yes, I'm gonna treasure. I'm gonna.
So
Just
what
do
happens
that.
when you treasure? You hack off monster's hand, spend 1 survival to treasure this moment, and gain 1 permanent strength. Interesting. So you revel in the moment of hacking off a hand.
Fuck yeah, I do.
Well, it has creepy human hands. For
That's
anyone who doesn't know, I can't see it this way,
It's cursed.
but the thing has human hands. It's creepy as all get out. It's cursed.
And this this hit location card does stay in play because it's a persistent injury, so I'm gonna move it up to the.
Mm,
Oh, really?
yeah. So so there are some White Lion cards where the Lost Hand will affect what he does.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So now we're thinking. I guess it could be either of our turn. It doesn't really
Yeah.
matter the order. So why don't you go
Yeah.
first?
Okay, sounds good.
Brutus.
Brutus 2.0.
A2.
So A2, he's going to attack with his Founding Stone, which has speed of 2, hits on a 7+, but you know what? I'm going to move into his blind spot here before I attack.
Yeah, so really quickly, to explain how these cards are read, for those who might not know, is that there's 3 numbers on the top left. The first number is the number of dice that you get to roll. The second number is the to hit, right? That you need to roll,
To hit.
so 7 or above. And then what's that third number exactly?
The third number is the strength, so that helps you wound the monster.
And so that's based off of the, if you hit, the attack damage.
Yep.
Which you
Yeah,
could see in
exactly.
this whole left-hand side, which we've talked about before, but just to state it again on camera, this is a really wonderfully done mod. I am very
It is,
impressed
it
and
is.
how highly connected everything is together.
Yeah, and in this screen on the left here, it shows you exactly what you have to roll and what you have to roll to hit and what you have to roll to wound, so you don't have to do the mental math each turn to figure out like, okay, the weapon says 7+, and then to wound you have to do. Typically, you do the monster's toughness minus any strength modifiers, and that's what you have to roll. But this panel to the left that just popped up does all that thinking for you, so
Yeah, it's
it's
pretty
pretty
awesome.
slick. Yeah.
Pretty slick indeed.
Okay, and then one other rule is the monsters have this spot called the blind spot, which is the 2 spaces right behind them. So there and there, and when you attack them from the blind spot, you get +1 to your roll to hit.
Which is pretty
So-
awesome. And it kind
It's
of
pretty
negates their... They look there last, right? When it comes to attacks.
Yeah, so you're not in their line of sight. Basically, you're out of view from them.
Which would then make it so potentially those who are immobilized could become targets. If everyone is...
But yeah, potentially, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So with my founding stone, it has a speed of 2, and normally hitting on a 7+, but I'm behind the lion, so roll hitting on a 6+. Let's see what I get.
You can do this.
2 and 2. Fail.
What?
So I missed with the founding stone,
You
but
failed.
that's okay. We're leaving it up to you, Mossy.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Attack! Doing that double roll action. Doing the same exact thing. We have that founding stone. Cha-cha. A 10 and a 7. Double hits!
Double hits.
So I take the first one, flip, take the second one. And the great thing about getting both is that I get to choose which one I get to enact first, if I remember correctly. I've never done
That's
it.
right.
It's only been you with your amazing rolls.
Yeah, so typically, like the strategy, when you hit the monster, they sometimes do these crazy reactions. Like they might attack you or they might move forward. And so you usually want to play the cards that don't have those bad things first before you get into the bad reactions.
Yeah, it looks like Beast's Knee is a good first one because there's no negative.
Yep.
Okay, so let's roll for that. And so for that, that's where the 1 comes into account, right?
You got it. So the
So-
monster's toughness is 6, which you can see up here.
Yeah, so I need to roll a 5 because I have a 1
5.
associated.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do this. We'll just roll 2 5s or greater. Nothing to it. Damn it. Well, I got 1.
You got 1. So when we roll, we should resolve these one at a time.
Oh, I
just so
really
we know
didn't
which roll
think
goes first.
about that.
But that's okay. We'll let you choose how you want to resolve it.
I will resolve it in the most peaceful of manners. And the way that made sense. Left with left, right of right. So I
Excellent.
fail at the beast knees, but I succeed at the beast chest. Full move monster forward. No, that's only in failure. So since I won, I take 1 AI and put it in the discard, right?
Yep, you do.
Boop.
And how we defeat this monster in the game of Kingdom Death is we have to, every time we do a wound to the monster, we move one of the monster's AI cards to the wound stack. And after his wound stack is empty, and then we have to do 1 more damage, the monster is defeated.
Yep, pretty much as simple as that. So now we've gotten that far. We've gotten 2 hits in, haven't we?
1 hit. I
Didn't
think we
James's
just wanted in the wrong
strike
pile.
not count? Oh, sorry,
Oh, wait,
kitties.
yeah, you're good. Yeah, so for kitties, we didn't move a wound to the wound stack, so we'll move a second one.
Okay,
All right.
We're gonna do that.
good.
Yeah, over here.
Yeah, there's a lot of rules to this game, so occasionally we'll mistakes, but
Yeah, we'll have to just compensate.
we try to, we compensate and move forward the best way possible.
Right.
My morals
So next
mean
turn,
right?
usually mean that I have to punish myself in some kind of way.
Oh dear.
Mhm.
Well, let's
Yes.
save that for after we stream.
Actually,
Ooh, baby. Hubba, hubba. Anyways.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I think
monster
I'm gonna
controller
start controlling.
goes over to Kitty. You're blue. Yeah.
Mhm.
Good old
That's not
kitty.
great. it's me. Okay, so we have Chomp. Okay, so pick
Chomp.
the target closest threat facing in range. Okay,
Closest
so that is
threat.
me.
Wait a minute.
And the reason.
Well, we're not. So
Wait.
facing, which is in front of him. So there's nobody facing
Right.
in front of him.
Right. And
Who's a
then.
threat?
Right. Okay. So we moved on to a second condition, which is closest threat in field of view, in that I meet that condition.
You do
so
meet that condition.
Ludicra meets that condition, and that's because these two are behind.
Yeah, being all sneaky.
They're out of
Here he
view.
goes. Oh no.
And make sure to take your point of insanity since you are targeting
Yes.
yourself. You crazy,
Yes.
crazy man.
And now
I mean,
we are
woman,
no
woman.
longer in his blind spot.
Okay, so he is going to attack me with a speed of 1 and accuracy of. So he's gonna roll 1 die, and if he gets a 2 or better on this D10, then he damages me. So
Ooh.
that's
Well, at
This
least
always-
it's only 1 die.
True.
Okay.
And
so
this
I got a
always
6.
hits in the head too.
And
That's
you have
weird.
Oh, does it?
survival.
I didn't notice that. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I don't I don't roll body location. It's just a head damage, and
You-
head is always heavy damage, so I get flipped over.
You could dodge it.
Actually,
No,
I think you lost this, right? Because of your +1
Yeah,
strength.
I thought I minused it. Yeah, I should not have that.
Oh, okay. Well, that wasn't the best.
That's okay. Okay.
Wait,
so the
did you
nice
give
thing is
yourself
that now-
your insanity?
Oh no, I didn't. Good.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? You know what I did? I gave myself a survival instead of
Ah,
insanity.
that explains it.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Okay. So now Ajax is back on his feet, so we still have 3.
Yep. So Ajax, after the next monster's turn, that's when survivors who were knocked down. So Ajax is back.
The boys
And,
are back in town.
The boys are back. And now it's our turn.
Okay. So doesn't
throw
really
Ajax
matter, right?
back. Yeah, I think this is a pretty basic turn for us.
Yeah, who wants to be behind? I guess I will stay at the side because I'm,
Okay.
the rolling powerhouse here. I bring the numbers. I bring the heat.
All right, so Ajax will roll first. So he needs a 6+ on these dice.
And
He gets a 1 and
nice.
a 10.
You're
And,
also
to
bringing the
people
heat.
watching. The lantern symbol on the dice is a 10 and the skull is a 1.
Oh, really? Skull's bad,
So-
you say?
Skull is bad.
But I thought the whole world is made of skulls. That just seems like a neutral
Yeah.
thing in this place.
And the 10 doesn't do anything on that hit roll, right?
No, it's
It does
sneaky.
not. Yeah.
It pretends
It's just
like it's
regular.
awesome. It's not critical damage.
All right. So we hit the beast's heel. You clip the tense muscles of the heel. And let's see if I can wound this heel. And I need a 5+ on the founding stone.
I think that
Get a
little
7.
bit. The fact that you have to double. Hey, Horace, how's it going? How's your night? I think that the fact that you have to double confirm basically to hit is what makes this game so hard. We're playing a couple board games here. We've started kicking off a game called Death Kingdom. It's a
Kingdom Death.
oh
Kingdom Death.
damn it.
Come on.
No, that it's I know why I'm getting it wrong, and that's because I made the title wrong and I keep on referencing it, which means that the title is
Silly.
wrong. Kingdom Death. Now the title's right.
So, fun kitty fact: the Achilles tendon injury is the only horror movie injury that makes me squirm and feel deeply uncomfortable every single time. So
Which one?
Ooh.
this card is for me, the Achilles tendon heel cut
Oh yeah.
injury.
Uh,
Deep discomfort. Deep discomfort. That's okay.
Game's
Yes, sir.
going good. Warm, made food, sweet tea, helping a friend with math so I can procrastinate and own stuff.
Oh,
Oh, that's the best situation. And you know, math's pretty fun. I'm having some tea myself. It's green tea to help me get energy at this late hour. What kind of math though?
right.
Sorry.
Now.
Um,
Oh no, you're fine.
I guess I can attack from the side unless you want to get behind first. Why don't you get behind and just do Brutus?
Do it,
Yeah,
yeah.
you do it to
Brutus
it.
2.0.
Brutus
Alright.
2.0.
Let's go, Brutus.
Yeah, it's great when you
7
can
and 2.
procrastinate and help someone else. You get like all the objectives done that way.
Elbow.
Elbow. Okay. So we hit the beast elbow, and this one does have a failure reaction. So if I fail the, it's gonna move forward and grab or Ludicra.
Poor Ludicra.
Here.
So right now,
So
Ludicra is getting chomped by the white lion, huh?
well, it's only if I fail to wound her. Let's see what I
gotcha.
roll.
The beast's elbow.
Okay, and I rolled a 6, so we're safe. You will not get chopped.
So this game's interesting for anyone who's new, where when you're attacking, if you fail the attack roll, there's actually a penalty where the beast will attack you in retaliation because it's angsty.
It is very angsty.
Okay, I'll just move one because why not move a little? And let's do the double attack with my stone.
And you need a 7+ on that stone.
Well, I didn't get that. Unless you... No, not even summing it up do I get it. I look at it menacingly. That's what I do.
Right.
Teach it. With the power
White
of
line,
glares.
fair bit.
Yeah. So, end of turn. Monster's turn.
End
Which
of turn.
it's my turn.
Now, it's your turn to control the monster.
Well, I'm attacking myself. Well, who would have thought?
Oh, you have to draw the card first.
Okay. Card. Terrifying Roar. All non-deaf survivors, so everyone. Intimidate all targets. So actually, that means he never turned.